What's up, one percenters? What's up, Greedy Clan? Another day, another $1 million plan. Today, we're coming at y'all with another motivational video. It's Motivation Monday, so this the one thing I feel like I can be the most consistent to easiest. So, and we all need some motivation. I walked into work today. That's what somebody said. He said he gave me a compliment or whatever. Said shit. We all need some love sometime, like just random. I'm like, you know what? Appreciate you, bro. Appreciate it. So that's what we're doing. We sticking to the plan, man. And we here on Motivational Monday, hoping y'all feeling rejuvenated, ready to take on another week, have another great productive week. First tip that we got for y'all is just the first line or whatever. Stop seeking external validation and focus on yourself. Like, it's nothing wrong. There's nothing wrong with spending that time in solitude. Since my mama taught me that word, I've been using the hell out of it. Solitude, solitude, solitude. Because me personally, I feel like it just keeps my mental free. Like, it keeps my mental free of everybody else's drama. I feel like I have less headaches, migraines, or whatever. I feel like I'm able to conduct myself, my business, and everything so much better, so much smoother. And even more importantly, stay out of trouble for me. Not that I'm somebody who goes out and gets into trouble, but I see in the area that I'm in, it's so easy to get into trouble. And just like the old saying goes, it's easy to get into and hard to get out of. And so focusing on yourself, making sure you're not feeling away by anything going on in the outside world is a plus to me. And that's a way to limit problems, limit the percentage of coming into trouble or problems, and increase the percentage of being productive, personal growth, things in that matter. Like I said, it helps me in my mental, like, feel whenever I was engaging with others or thinking that I was doing something good for myself, steady having people around, like those people problems, regardless of how you look at it, think you looking at it, telling yourself those people problems become your problems. Like, not even your problems, but they weigh on you. That shit is fatiguing. That shit is very fatiguing. And I noticed that, and I ain't gonna lie, like, it took some while getting used to, but I feel so much better. I feel so much better spending this time alone. Like, knowing that once I got past that phase, knowing that, okay, what people going through, it ain't affecting me. What people going through, it ain't got nothing to do with me. I can only control my life, my problems, and what's in front of me. And can't get mad or stressed about things that I can't control. But like I said, having those extra people around, extra energies, it's gonna throw all of that kind of stuff off. It's gonna throw those thoughts off. It's gonna throw your environment off. It's gonna throw your frequency off. I don't know how much more, how else I can express it, but keep the unnecessary vibes, the bad energy, all of that stuff away, because it don't do nothing but hold you back, slow you down, make you second guess yourself, and like I said, get in your head now. And we ain't got time for that. When we so locked in and invested in trying to better ourselves, we can't give a single second into something that's taking us the opposite direction. If y'all feel me, drop a hundreds in the comments. Drop a hundreds or drop a gem in the comments if y'all feel me. Second point that I wanted to get at with focusing on yourself is freedom of comparison. Now, this is another big thing I had to get over. Boom. Manifesting. This is my manifestation. I come here, I do this, I touch it because I like to think it, or in my mind what I tell myself is, if I can think it, then I can see it, then I can achieve it. So I like to think certain thoughts. I like to physically have certain things in my vicinity, in my environment. That's why I talked to y'all about vision boards before. And as far as with the money, like I said, I like to have certain things near. This personal goal here. This is a personal goal. It ain't. A nigga tried to come to me the other day, say I knew somebody who lost a whole 10. I'm like, hearing that kind of stuff or seeing younger people with that kind of shit make you feel like you moving slower or whatever. And it's like, you know what? That shit ain't, like I said, that shit ain't got nothing to do with me. That shit ain't got nothing to do with me. I'm focused on what I got's going and reaching my milestones. And when you do that, like I said, when you get locked in and you realize nobody else's actions over here, nobody else's actions over there, nobody else's actions at work, nobody else's actions in your family, however big your family is, nobody else's actions in life affects your outcome unless somebody kill you or unless somebody unalive you. Like, nobody else's actions dictate how your life plays out. And even if they did, it's not the final result. Even if somebody did do some shit where they lied and said, as far as, I'm just throwing out a crazy situation. They say it's a female lie, say you did something, you done went away. It don't matter if it's that situation. If you in there, nah, God forbid anybody, because I ain't wanting to hear people make situations from that. But even if you're in that kind of situation, it's all about what you do with that time. It's all about the planning and preparation you do for the time that you do have. Because, yeah, people can, that's something that I've seen so much growing up and that I always told myself I would not ever do, was say that I regret anything. Because that just means you knew you were in a moment where you clearly just was BSing or letting your mind, not thinking for yourself. And I always said, okay, that means that at any point in time in life, if I want to say that I'm someone who will not ever say I regret, then that means I understand that in that exact moment, whatever the decision we made was exactly what we wanted at the time. So, like I said, that's the reason I, like I said, am locked in or blinded to the other stuff going on, because I know that my outcome solely depends on me. You need to know the same thing. Like, regardless if everybody else in your family homeless, you came out your mama on the street too, and they can't give you a lick of information. If you wanted to, could you not go figure out the information you want to? You need to do better. Can you not figure out? Can you not, especially in today's world, can you not figure out any question you have, any answer you have a question to? These are kind of things that I, like I said, tell myself to make sure I keep going and stay focused, because, like I said, the blueprint is, or in other videos, but like I said, the blueprint is very simple. Heard Key Glock in the song earlier, the song I listened to. I'm putting y'all on, y'all go check it out, but it's called Money Habits by Key Glock. He said, getting money ain't that hard. All you need is a plan. Like, serious. And so I hope y'all taking some kind of, y'all are able to take something from what I'm supplying. Cause I know my shit ain't just, my channel and what I bring to y'all ain't the most in depth right now. I know it's not the most in depth right now at this moment, but you definitely can take what I'm giving and apply it for yourself and see a difference. I feel like I see videos all the time say like, me changing my life in 6 months, or all it takes is 6 months to change your entire life. And it's like, that's true. Like I said, a lot of this shit be seeming cliche that we see on the internet, or like, yeah, they doing it, but we know that ain't really capable. But if you go to school, if you work in a job, this something I tell everybody next to me. If you invested that same amount of time, now of course you got to make income to, you know, provide for the things that you need. But I'm just saying, some people out here working 2 jobs. If you were to give the same amount of time that you dedicated in school, I ain't saying quit one of these things and completely focus on yourself, but some people working 2 jobs, 3 jobs. Like I said, a lot of people love to say I can't, when in all reality we can do whatever we want. But that's another video. But people working 2 jobs, 3 jobs, and like I said, if you matching that time that you giving into someone else and spending into yourself mandatory, imagine if you spent 8 hours mandatory thinking about what you want to do and how you want to become better. You telling me even just a week, doing a week out of a month, like, you ain't gonna be able to see a difference, you ain't gonna be able to think more clear? You telling me you're not gonna be able to have more clarity to your life and plan lifelong goals, whatever the case can be? That like I said, some of these things that I talk about can be a whole nother video, but that's just one thing that I wanted to pinpoint to. If you can invest however much time, however many hours into bettering someone or something else, imagine how far you can become yourself. Like I say in every video, what's up 1%ers? Because that originally stemmed from me just telling myself I'm trying to become 1% better each and every day. At the end of the year, that's 365% better, and who wouldn't take that growth? Who wouldn't take that growth? So again, hope that's something that I laid on you guys' mind, is think about how much time you actually invest in yourself, taking your time to relax your mind, actually taking time to care for yourself, actually taking time to upgrade yourself. How much time are you actually spending doing those things? That's just something to think about. Third point, well, I kind of already said it. How focusing on myself gave me better mental health. Like I said, staying away from people problems and people energy, people draining your energy. That I feel a major difference in cleanse from. I feel like, sincerely feel a major difference from certain people not being able to have attachments or holds on me. Like, even cutting back in, like, I go through my own personal monk mode, so even cutting back in sexual activities, like, I feel a difference because people not on my mind, certain things ain't on my mind. And like I said, I just feel like it makes and allows me to see certain things more clear. My goals, short-term goals, that's another thing. People miss out a lot on the simple steps because they're thinking long-term, skipping steps. You can't get to the 100th floor if floor 99, if floor 2 through 99 ain't there. You feel me? So like I said, doing certain things gonna cause you to lose track of focus. Everybody swear they can remember everything, but you can't. So write things down, make your goals, make your year, 6-month goals, and then from there I even make even shorter goals, weekly goals, daily goals. And like I said, making sure we're continuing to become 1% better at least. You telling me you can't save a penny a day, you can't go out and find a penny? That's the same thing. We just trying to become 1% better each day. That's what I mean when I say 1%ers. But yeah, again, that was, like I said, I already pinpointed on the better mental health part. And so, like I said, keep y'all environment clean, keep y'all frequencies balanced, and don't let people get y'all off y'all game, please, or off track. Stay focused. That leads right into the next point of setting boundaries. Even with my days, my work schedule. I work 5 days, like something that somebody tried to make plans with me recent, and it made me think about it. I don't know how long I've been working, but I have never wanted to even be close to my job on an off day, because if not, I mean, that's just like my mind mentally being there 7 days a week. Say I'm even in that area or whatever, seeing my job. That's my mind being there 7 days a week. And now whenever time comes for my personal self or whatever the case can be, it feel like I ain't never got time, because I didn't end up getting time because I'm just stuck in some kind of system or trap or whatever I could have called it. But I, like I said, just set certain boundaries with myself. That's one thing. That's just one small example. Like I said, I don't go to my job on my off days. If I don't have to, I prioritize taking time for myself. If it's a work day, if I need to make sure I'm getting sleep, not all in the same time, but I'm saying at least one day out of the week, I make sure that I have time completely for myself. I make sure another day out of the week, I make sure that everything I needed to do for that week is set up, like, and no distractions. Because like I said, just like that, you can be telling someone or telling yourself, okay, yeah, I'm gonna make sure I get this and this done. But then whenever the days come, you like, okay, I can get this done later. I can do this such and such whenever, da da da. Like, nah, like I said, when you spending time by yourself, focusing on yourself only, and you setting boundaries and you being strict on yourself, prioritizing yourself, then those kind of things are important to you. You're not going to let anyone throw your schedule off. You're not going to let anyone delay things. And that's another pro on why I feel like people should focus on themselves. Like, that would be my tip to everyone in life. I seen a little prompt question or something where it said, before falling in love, I feel like people should. And that was my answer: build yourself up first. Because you know exactly what you want. You know exactly how you want to construct your life. You know exactly who and what kind of people you want around you. Like, me personally, I had to go and build myself up first instead of trying to be in a relationship first, because I didn't know who I was. I couldn't love myself the most, like how I needed to, because I just was stuck thinking about, like I said, other people, putting other people before me, putting other things before me now, which nothing is wrong with that, because I have a family and I'm going to always do that for them. But I never took this kind of time in life. I never took time to see that, oh, I really want to make sure that my environment is peace-filled, like peaceful and peace-filled at all times. I really want to make sure that, okay, the only kind of people that's around me are people who's on the same agenda. Not knowing these, those are just small examples, but not knowing these kind of things, that I could have easily been in my same tactics and same old habits of coming across people who just are into temporary fun or short-term satisfaction, and now I'm just living my life off of those same kind of things, and that ain't what I want. That ain't what I want at all. I know that now, if you're not someone who's entrepreneurial driven, then I don't want to associate with you. If you're somebody who constantly, because it's those people out there, every time that you talk to them, they got something going on with them, something wrong. Even outside of that, like, I hate hearing somebody telling or talking on themselves saying that they can't, because I have not ever said certain words like don't, can't. Like, it's always something that I feel like we can find a resolution to. So therefore, my mind is going to answer and react in a positive way. That takes time. That takes time, and I had to build up myself to becoming this person. But like I said, even keeping those kind of people away from you, like I said, draining, non-believing, negative energy sucking people away. Keep that shit away. That's all I gotta say. Keep it away, because all they doing is delaying you from your mission and your vision, and what we need that around us for. Like, they can go be miserable and feel like they can't do nothing with their life on their own. Keep that away from you, though. Like, that's it. So that's the again, no setting boundaries part that falls under that category. And on to the next, just like I was saying, keeping certain stuff away. The next pinpoint that I have is, with that, you have no regrets. Like I said, that's at the beginning of this. That's something I always said that I wanted to not ever say, because I heard so many people in my life, from my grandpa, my pops, my uncle, if I could have, I would have did this. I ain't trying to live that life. Like, I ain't gonna say nothing about nobody else, because I understand, you ain't know what you know now, and so therefore you go back and change some things. Us being younger, the ones coming up, the ones who have the option and a choice to make a difference for ourselves, why would we want to be saying that? You feel me? So therefore, right now, like I said, if you can lock in, tell yourself you're not ever saying the word regret. Because if you want to do something, then do it. That's simply it. Don't regret missing out on temporary fun. Don't, like I said, don't regret on that shit bullshit. That's all I gotta say. Like, I don't regret nothing in my life because, like I said, at the moment it was what we wanted to do, from sports to decisions of cutting people off. I don't regret nothing. Everything played out, and I'm very clear. I'm very aware and clear to my goal and path in life. So therefore, I'm thankful, grateful. And like I said, I don't got nothing that I would go back and change. Even yeah, I ain't gonna even get on there. I'm grateful. We in the moment. We in the moment right now, and we able to do something about it right now. That's all that I am gonna say. So y'all cut that out. If there's anything you want to go achieve in life, then it's, like I said, it's simple. It's cliche, but it is simple. You just set your mind up and go do it. I'm big on alarms, getting a calendar, being in the book. Set your mind. You want to become a millionaire? How you got to get $1 million? What you need to go to somebody else for to figure that out? You want to become a doctor? You want to work for the 40 years? Figure out which career you want to do. Go work it. You want to... I talk to my sister all the time. She be giving me this kind of energy and be making me think. But she be like, so many people say things, and I see that all we got to do is, it's like, okay, if somebody's saying this, why you ain't doing it for yourself? Yeah, a lot of people say stuff. Like I said, that's another reason why I'm in this. I ain't gonna say I'm in no position, because I'm in a good position. I feel like I'm gonna change my life before, or not feel like, I'm changing my life before 29, 28. Like, I've seen shit growing up, and this how when I started to stop comparing myself. When I was in high school, when I was 12, 13, I seen somebody the same age as me come up with a shoe company that made millions. And at that point, I remember I was like, I can't be thinking about what they're doing. I just got to live my life. In high school, playing sports, niggas going to here, going to there, whatever the case could be, seeing them, further their sports career. It's like, okay, yeah, that's cool. And I'm just that type of person. I can give recognition and praise to whoever it is because I fuck with that shit, seeing somebody win genuinely. So I never felt no type of way seeing somebody else do shit. I'm like, I just got to focus on me. I just got to focus more on what am I doing with myself and on my journey. And so that's, like I said, another thing with the no regrets, not comparing yourself. Just stay focused and have clarity on what your path is and what you're trying to do for yourself. And when you're doing that, you ain't worried about nobody else. When you're doing that, like I said, other people's problems and other people's weight ain't gonna affect you. So all of this stemming back to focusing on yourself. But that last part that I was getting at really was to follow people who doing things, to say that keep your vision clear. Follow people who doing the things that you're doing. Don't follow people who distracting you from what you're trying to do. You feel me? Like, I hate when at one point I was getting on social media and seeing a whole bunch of depressing shit, like, all the time. Like, every time I seen that shit, I just said, not interested. Unfollow these pages, whatever the case. Because that ain't what I'm trying to get on my phone and poison my mind with. Distract my mind with. Like, I feel like that shit'll even change your mood. Now, you lit or whatever, you see a video on social media, somebody dying, now for an hour or whatever, 2 hours, that's stuck in your head or whatever the case can be, you thinking about it. And that's an hour, 2 hours that you could have, like I already mentioned, been putting into yourself, using positively and making progress. The same, I heard this one quote, and hold on, I heard this one quote, and ever since then I kind of, it's just been permanently marked on my brain. But they brought up 2K, and I'm saying this because I used to play the game all the time growing up, building characters. Once I got a little older, can spend money, I was spending money on the fucking virtual, I don't know, I see other people doing this shit and I ain't saying nothing wrong with it, but I'm spending money on something that served me absolutely no value, no purpose. But the quote was, imagine if you took the time, or it said, the same way that you created a player on certain games and made your highest overall, or worked out or did whatever you had to upgrade your overall. Imagine if you you took those same kind of steps, took that same initiative, that same discipline, work ethic to do that in real life. Imagine if you, whatever game it is you played, imagine how many hours you were on it. Imagine you starting from zero. Think back of you starting from zero and the highest level you got to. And then think about if you actually did that for yourself. If it's a sports game, imagine how many games you had to play. Think about how many games you had to play to get enough points to get new shoes or to upgrade your shot, to what is it? Whatever else come with that, to work out, to just trade a team, whatever the case. That's just sports. Fighting. Let's say, imagine how often you worked out a player, how many times you created a player, or if you did my career type stuff, how many practices you went through, how long you sat through seasons just to get a player to 80 something overall. You feel me? Like I said, them playing that game, getting sucked into whatever distractions ain't serving us, that's hours out of the day. And just imagine if you sat down, if you worked out for 3 hours, if you said, I want to be richer for real, and work on me getting a deal, go sit down and study what you want to pursue and how you want to take action to this plan for 3 hours. Do that instead. But I can sit on here and everyone, because even me, I try to keep these short because I don't try to do too much talking. At the end of the day, we got to take action. So again, I'm hoping that the moral of the message was clear for the 1%ers, the greedy clan. Another day, another $1 million plan. I hope y'all cook up some. Hope y'all receive the message from today. Let me know what kind of things you guys do to stay focused, to keep your environment pure. And that's really it, man. Making sure it's Motivational Monday. With this 2 weeks in a row, we doing the thing. And I'm just making sure y'all stay dedicated, stay motivated, and sticking to the plan. I appreciate y'all 1%ers, Greedy Clan. Thank y'all for tapping in. See y'all again, man. We out.